you. Thank you.
I listen. I did my homework on you, and I feel like you have a unique journey, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. But I want you to introduce yourself for people who don't know. I want you to do the honors.
I'm Sir Brodie,
Yes.
the actor.
Yes, yes. So a phenomenal actor. And so I did my homework on you. So you're originally from North Carolina.
Yes.
Okay. And you went to school to be an accountant. Look at that. And you went to school to be an accountant. You have your bachelor's in accounting. But then you moved to Atlanta and, accounting wasn't your passion. Acting became your passion.
Exactly.
Wow. And this is why I
So,
say your story and your journey, I think, is unique because we all go through that. Sometimes you go to school for something and it doesn't turn out to be your passion. But when you moved to Atlanta, what made you feel like acting was your passion?
we getting it froze up on me.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. When you moved to Atlanta, what made you feel like acting was your passion?
Well, when I moved to Atlanta, it wasn't to pursue acting. It was just pretty much to continue my career in office equipment sales, and pretty much I was just trying to find my way. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so when I just was burnt out from selling office equipment and knocking on business doors, and I felt like it was something else that I could do, that I could leave a legacy for my family, and it was just an empty feeling, like I was searching for something. And one morning I was getting dressed to go to work, and they had a casting call for football players and coaches for this show called Necessary Roughness. It was on USA Network, and so I decided to just go to the casting call. I didn't know what it was for. All I knew it was for a TV show. So I go there and go through the whole interviewing process, and it turns out one of the guys I played college football with owned the casting company,
Wow.
and it was just meant to be. And then he was like, "Of course, man, I'm gonna cast you. You give them your sizes and all that." So I started doing the background on that show, and you just see me walking through the background with the football players and stuff like that, and you just blur it out most of the time. But I fell in love with being around the set and being around that whole environment. I fell in love with it, but because of the competitiveness in me,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be one of those that got to speak on camera.
Mm.
So I began to seek out how can I make that happen. And I talked with some of the actors on set that were principal actors, and they basically was like, find a class, start training, do some local theater, um, because the casting directors want to see that you're training. They want to see that you've done theater. They want you to do those things. So I left that day, started seeking out different casting calls. I ended up booking a couple plays that we performed down at the 14th Street Playhouse. And I booked another play. We toured in the different cities, Columbus, Augusta. We performed at Georgia Tech, and I joined a acting class, Premier Actors Network, which is taught by Duane Boyd.
Yes, I was going to ask you, how did you and him meet?
I asked another friend of mine, Quincy Bonds, who played Pookie on House of Pain. I,
Yes.
I called him up and asked him about any classes that he would recommend, and he was like, "Man, maybe check out Duane, because if it's something you're just checking out, Duane has a class where you can pay by the week." And I was like, he was like, "Go there and then see, how you like it, whatever." And man, when I got in there, it felt like I was home, and everybody in that acting class, we just kind of gelled and clicked, became like family. And I started going to that class every week, and I think I went every week for like 3 years, like really not missing, and started booking different shows. And once you're around the actors and you're around the environment, you get to network. And there'll be a lot of people doing different things, shooting short films, shooting music videos, and you're able to go ahead and work and exercise your muscle and build up your craft.
Yeah, because I noticed and I read that. I was going to ask you, like, how did you meet him? So how has your journey been so far? Being an actor, you've been proactive, you've been in movies, you've been in so many different shows, you work with so many different actors. How do you stay true to yourself? Do you ever find yourself burning out?
With acting,
Yes.
No, like I honestly love being on set. I could probably be on set for 24 hours and never have to leave. It's like
Right.
because I love it so much. It's just a blessing that I was able to find my passion and like
Mm,
it's something like I would do it for free, which I
mm.
did do it for free for 3 years, and I don't know. Once I'm on set, I'm just like in my happy place and I'm just good. I've gotten over seeing myself on TV and
Mhm.
I like for people who know me, my friends, my family, they enjoy it. But being on set and actually creating those projects, I love doing that. And then of course seeing the final product.
Of course. How do you determine what character you want to play? Have you ever turned down any offers? Because I've seen you've been proactive. Like you play a lot of cop characters. You play a lot of dad character roles. So I noticed that when you get into the role, you actually play the role. I believe the role so much that you are the actual person, and that's why I said I had to give you your flowers because you are really good at what you do. So how do you determine who you want to play?
I would give the credit to casting because they cast my phone keep ringing, but they pretty much cast you and how they see you. So most of the time when I come into the room, I have a big presence. I have that authoritative presence. So I get cast to play a cop role a lot of times. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also a father anyway, so naturally I can act like a father. I can be an uncle. And a lot of times I just pull from my past and my personal life and infuse that into the characters and play the characters like that.
So do you feel like acting changed your character, like your personality, or you think that you're still the same person? You just get into those roles, but it doesn't change you.
It doesn't change me as a person. It's just it's an art, and it's an art form, and it gives me a opportunity to portray different characters, and but those can interrupting, but um, it gives me an opportunity to infuse a part of me into those characters. You can't help but do that, and those characters actually become a part of you. You can't help but for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I enjoy it, and I welcome it, and I don't know, just cause kind of like it is what it is, you know. And one of the main things that I want to do though is just be truthful to that character and
mm,
tell the truth.
mm. And I have to ask you, when you were playing in the Rosa Parks movie, how did you feel? When you got the call saying, do you want to cast in this movie? What was the experience like? Because that's like a legendary, movie, and Rosa Parks, she's legendary.
Yeah,
She made a movement.
I love period pieces for one, so I'm like always hoping I can book a period piece because I like dressing in that time period and
Mm-hmm.
portraying those characters and going back and really kind of feeling what they felt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Being a part of that movie was amazing to me because of the things that I learned about what took place behind the movement. Because all our life we just thought she didn't want to move from her seat. She was sitting on the bus, but it really wasn't about that, and it was about all the people. She was pretty much chosen to take that position.
I like how you say that. I like.
Yeah, and then seeing all the people and learning about all the characters who played roles in the making that that moment of history happen, that was real interesting for me because we're never taught that.
Mhm. Is there any character you feel like you couldn't play?
Uh, I don't feel like I couldn't play any character. I can play whatever. It's all the art form.
Is there an art form? That's cool. What's one I would say one movie or one show that you love that you played in? If you had
Uh,
to
I have to choose one
choose, you can choose two. I'll do two. Two.
because I love like a lot of the shows I'm in. Every show I'm in, I love it. You know what I mean? It's like
I
and and everything brings something different because you're working with different. actors, you know what I mean? And just being one of the things that makes me feel good is when these actors that I've grown up as fans of theirs, and I
Mm-hmm.
finally get to work with them and they accept me as a peer. You know, one of the things I tell people, like being on Blue Bloods, like Tom Selleck knows my name. Like he knows I am. That's like Magnum PI. Like, and when I was shooting Blue Bloods, that we shot on location, so they had to let the actors rest on location, and they put me and him in the same room. So we sat there and talked like all day and just talking with him. When I was on Being Mary Jane, I was a stand-in on Being Mary Jane's first season, but I was Richard Roundtree's stand-in, who is Shad.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I got to sit and talk with Richard Roundtree, like, so every set I'm on and every position I've been in has been like an amazing experience for me. Like, so it's hard to pick just one. I love Survivor's Remorse because that was the one show that gave me an opportunity to really have an impact on a storyline. And I was in multiple episodes, and it gave me that feeling of being a series regular, like on this show. So,
Mm-hmm. How does it feel from just having that feeling that this is your passion, and to seeing yourself now and seeing you grow? What is that feeling like? Because I just think it's so incredible of, you going to school for something and then changing to being a phenomenal actor and just coming across so many great actors. What's the feeling like?
um, I mean, because I felt it before. I felt it when I graduated from high school and I got a college scholarship to go play college football. I felt that accomplishment. Anytime I feel like you have a dream or a passion and you go for something and you actually achieve it, you have a feeling of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've been like able to really enjoy is the happiness that I bring to the people who know me, my friends, my family, people I went to school with, how it inspires them. It brings them happiness to see me achieve the goals that I'm achieving, on TV and on film.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you had any challenges in the acting game? Do you feel like it came
And
easy for you or no?
it didn't come easy because you got to put in the work
Mm-hmm.
to get something out of it. But I mean, it's been challenging. It's always challenging. I started acting at the age of 45.
Mm-hmm.
I switched careers. Um, and when you start acting, everybody's not rich. You know what I mean? So you're not just jumping into all this money. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It took sacrifice for me to pay for acting classes every week. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I took a sacrifice to be on set, like on back as a background, not making much money, but I'm there all day long. So that means I can't go work a job because I'm sitting on set all
Wow.
day. So you make sacrifices, but if it's something you want, those sacrifices just seem like so minute. Like it
Mm-hmm.
does it at some point it don't even feel like a sacrifice anymore. It's just part of the process.
Mm-hmm. You giving me so much motivation right now because everything that you're saying, I feel. So that's
Hmm.
incredible. I said I can't wait to interview him because I felt like just reading about your story and then seeing all the work that you put in from the movies to the shows, that's incredible.
Hmm.
So just to see how you are and what you do, you can tell that you love what you do because you can tell in each character. You live through each character. I'm like, wow, this man really puts, like, you believe, what I noticed when you watch somebody and you feel the pain and you feel everything that they're saying, that's a good actor. That's a good actor.
Hmm.
And you just feel it and you believe what you're saying. Would you ever do reality TV?
Uh, I have no desire to. It just depends on what the opportunity is and what it is. I haven't been like, oh, I want to do reality TV because I love the art form. I love the art form of acting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even though reality TV most of the time is scripted, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily reality TV. I've had an opportunity to be like on set for like Love and Hip Hop and
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been in the scenes, but I wasn't there to be an actor. I'm just kind of in the scenes, kind of hanging out with them. Uh, and it wasn't something I'm like, oh, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. What's one word you would give anyone that doesn't like what they're doing, but they have a passion to do something, and they just feel like they don't have any support, or they feel like they don't have the financial stability to do it?
Um, well, I mean, first of all, you got to have faith and belief. Like I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I believe that if I have something in my heart to do it, that God's gonna make a way for me. So first of all, they got to have some faith, and believe that what you're feeling in your heart, God's gonna make a way for you. And
Mm.
typically, when you had a faith, like when I started acting, there was no doubt in my mind, like I wasn't gonna make things happen. It just was
Mm.
gonna happen because I just believed that's what it was when I started out to do it. It's what I'm gonna do. And I kind of been like that way my whole life. Like if this is what I'm gonna do it, like I'll tell you, I'm getting ready to go do this. And it's not like I might go do this. It's like I'm getting ready to go do this. This is what I'm gonna do. But I believe that God will make a way for me regardless, because He wouldn't put it in my heart if He did, if He
Mm.
wasn't.
You dropping some Jews right now. You dropping some Jews for anybody that's watching. I'm hoping they take in from what you're saying, because everything that you're saying is extremely important. And I think we all go through it as individuals, having a passion, and sometimes it not taking off, or you feel like you too old, or it's a lot of competition out there. But you're a set example that anything is possible when you love what you do, because it definitely shows. So
Thank you.
no problem. What's next for you? Because I see you have a show coming out next month, actually, the 22nd, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I have a guest appearance on a new show coming on Stars called P Valley, which is created by Katori Hall. She's like an amazing playwright,
Mm.
Broadway Tony Award winner, and they have some amazing characters that's going to be on that show. And the funny part is, I auditioned for roles, I didn't book the roles, and my agent called me up and said, "Hey, Katori and them, they want to know if you'll just come in and play this role, this
Mm.
episode. It's a small role." But I was like, oh,
Oh.
what? I don't care if Katori wanted me to come drive her to set. Like, I'm coming to do that. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how I am with anything I'm dealing with acting. I'm ready. Like, I'm not turning it down. So I get to make a guest appearance on the show, man. I was so happy to get to be a part of that, man. It's going to be an amazing show. I think people are going to love it. Once they get past the title and the whole theme of it and get into the show, I think they're gonna love it. And Couture is amazing. I'm hoping and praying they get a season two and my role gets bigger.
That's amazing. That's
Hmm.
look. You've been knocking doors. You've been on so many shows. Listen, you've been on like 9 shows so far that I know. It's been so many more. Snowfall, Queen America, The Outsider. You've been on a lot, and I could just go on. And even when I told one of my friends, she was like, "What are you interviewing him?" I said, "You should." He was on Snowfall. Listen, people know of you. Listen, and they just
Hmm.
love your character, and that's just amazing that you really put in the work, but you love what you do in the shows, and that's a phenomenal actor. You work with some of the greats, and
Man,
that
I'm gonna have you pitching for me.
but you have to, when you see someone doing something great and they love what they do, you have to tell them,
Yeah,
especially when you watch them right now. This, for me, this is a blessing, because I watch you. So to sit here to be interviewing you, God is working, and you giving me so
yeah.
much motivation within myself to continue doing what I'm doing. But this is not about me. But so I'm glad that you let everybody know what you have next. You've been in commercials. Listen, you on the roll. So I have to clap
Yeah.
it up for you. You really doing your thing. You knock
Thank
down
you.
for yourself. And I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. Please let me know if you have any gigs coming up. Keep me in tune, and just
Absolutely.
keep your fans updated on what's going on. Anything else you have besides the show coming out next month?
That's the only thing right now. Everything is shut down right now because of the pandemic, so we haven't been doing anything for months.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I'm hoping and praying that, we'll be able to get back to work soon. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Mm.
We just waiting and see.
Soon, soon. This will all be over. They starting to open up stuff now, so soon. Listen, your agent is on it. You already
Hmm.
something next month, so listen. I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried.
Yeah.
But I know you're probably busy. You have other people to interview with. I just want to say thank you for taking out your time to interview with me, and you have a good one, sir.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
All right. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.